Hello. Yeah, I should look to the camera. Hello. Okay, so sorry. I know that this video was supposed to come out a few days ago, and I apologize for that. But it's not really my fault. I mean, it is, but like, basically, just my memory card has been taking so long to import clips, and I'm tired of it, and I want to release this video, which talks about my wrap-up of the month of November, every single book that I read in November. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to re-talk about one book, and I'm going to play clips from two other books. But wait! Before this video goes too far, I just released my what? Actually, I have no idea. What number are we at? I just posted my, 244th video on YouTube, and I think I may want to try to start introducing myself at the beginning of videos. So, hello, my name is Kyler, and I'm a mess. As in, my channel is a mess. We have a few things here. I don't want to say a lot, because that would be a lie. Right now, we just got the wrap-ups mostly. Got lots of shorts. Yeah. But today is a wrap-up, and in this video I'll be discussing every single book that I read in the month of November of 2022. This was the worst reading month yet. It's literally just going downhill, because first month, September, I read 7 books, I think. Second month I read 5, and this month I read 3. We're just going down by 2 every single time. Hopefully I'll be able to get into the swing of things and read a few more books in December with winter break. I'm sure that'll do it. Maybe I'll make like a winter break video reading books, but yeah. I already released the titles in a short, but I'll just say them one more time in the order that I read them. So first I read a book that I actually have here with me called Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. And then we have a book that I don't have called American Marriage by Tayari Jones. And finally, we have a book that I do have called Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World. Now, I actually posted a short a few days, if not the day before the end of November, saying if I finish in time, you have to promise to watch or something. And that book was this book, Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World. Fun fact, I actually finished this at not exactly, but I finished it at 11:57 p.m. So I was down to the wire, but I was able to finish it before December started. So yeah, and now I'm finally talking about it. The good news is I actually made a short video about Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, even before my wrap up. And I think I uploaded it to WeVideo, so I will be playing that video for my discussion of Aristotle and Dante. Then after that, I am going to do An American Marriage. I'm not going to talk about that from the beginning and just rethink about what I want to say. And then finally, I also filmed a short little video for Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World, so you'll be able to just watch that video as well. That video I filmed after like the November wrap up, because I filmed the bulk of November wrap up, the one that like is still not finished importing, on I believe. I guess I think it was like the last day of November. So yeah, obviously I couldn't make a video as soon as I finished it, because again it was like literally almost December 1st, like going down to the wire, and it was late obviously, but that day, December 1st, I filmed a short video talking about Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World, so I'll also play that video at the very end. So yeah, this will be kind of into 3 sections, but I don't think each section will be that long. Guess what I can do now? Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to stop now, and I'm going to go watch Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, that video, and I will be back with some thoughts if I have any more thoughts. Sound good? Sounds good? Okay, great, cool. Hello, how goes it? So I'm going to make this short and sweet. Not even going to set up my ring lights or put this on a tripod, but I finished Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. I'm reading the duology. This is the first out of 2 books. That's what a duology is. I read this in 5 days, and I've been wanting to read this book for so long. I had heard of it a few years back, and beginning of the year, I finally had the guts to buy it for around $40, I think, on Barnes & Noble, the box sets. but I was literally looking the other day on Amazon, and it's literally $29 right now for both the books, so definitely should have shot from Amazon. But anyway, yeah, this book, I'm going to talk about it real quick. Okay. So yeah, I've been wanting to read this book for a long time, and let me say, it did not disappoint. Do I love this book? No, I don't love this book. I don't think I love this book. But I like it. It's solid, and I don't have that many problems with it. If any, maybe I don't have any. I feel like, okay. I feel like sometimes the dialogue wasn't really realistic, like the way that Aristotle and Dante were talking to their parents wasn't realistic, but then again, like, obviously people talk to their parents all sorts of ways, and for me to say, that's not how you talk to your parents, Benjamin wrote their parents and the characters' relationships the way that he wanted them to be, so I guess I can't judge that much. I don't think I mentioned how much I really like this cover. It just looks so cool, and the title is so good too. Whew. Yeah. I don't know. It's not really slice of life, but it just talks about a friendship formed between two guys, Aristotle and Dante. They start in the summer, and it goes through, I guess, about a year, because I'm pretty sure it's summer when the book ends. And it just talks about their relationship and just their regular lives. Aristotle is like, sometimes he's not that nice, and I guess I appreciate that. Like, I don't hate him, but he's like, specifically like something that again, some things he says to his parents, I'm like, that's just rude. Yeah, I don't know, but Dante, I really admire him for how honest he is. Like, he's willing and able and confident in saying what he thinks about things, and that is very admirable. Sometimes I don't say what I mean. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have that much to say about it, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. I do like it. Yeah, literally, the amount of times the universe is written in this book, it's a lot. Oh, I guess I can talk about the audiobook, because I read it through the audiobook. It was read by the Mr. Lin-Manuel Miranda. I did listen to this book and read this book quite relatively fast, 5 days. So that meant listening to the audiobook on like 2.5 to like 3 times speed. So, maybe I could have enjoyed it more if I read it slower, but like, I don't think it took away from the book. It's like Lynn doesn't have any prior audiobook experience. So, like, he was fine in it. Like, I don't know. I liked how like subtle but like unsubtle the difference between like Aristotle and Dante, like how he was reading it was. Like, Dante's voice was higher, and I don't know, but I'm glad that I listened to the audiobook, because like, I think I can talk more about this book maybe after I finish the second one. Fun fact, I finished this book at 5 a.m. and I stayed up just to read it because I wanted to finish it. So yeah, that's something. Yeah, the second one is a bit longer than the first one. It's Aristotle and Dante dive into the waters of the world, and there were literally, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure there may be 12 years apart, the publishing of the first book and the second book. I know the first one came out in actually, I don't know when the first one came out. I know the second one came out in 2021, I'm pretty sure. So I can look at the first one and see when that came out. It came out 2012. So, excuse me, it took 9 years for the sequel, which is a lot of years. Oh, I didn't read the dedication to all the boys who've had to learn to play by different rules. Interesting. As for, I guess I already said, like, the relationship in this book, nothing really happened, I guess, until the end, but yeah, I was kind of expecting it to happen, and I was right. And yeah, I guess we'll have to see how it plays out in the second book, because again, like, it literally stops when it's just getting started, so yeah. Okay, cool. This was 6 minutes long, no way. But yeah, okay, I will be back. Hopefully it'll take me a short time to read the second one. This cover also is so cool. Do I like it better? I don't know. I think I like it better. It just looks like the color is more calming, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. Um, yeah. Okay, hello. So we're back. A few days later, An American Marriage is by Tayari Jones, and it was an Oprah Book Club of the Month pick. Why I read it, there's a YouTuber called This Story Ain't Over that read it and enjoyed it. I hadn't heard of it before then. That was maybe a few months ago. And I don't know. Like, I didn't have like a very strong desire to read it, but I guess I just searched it up one day on like the reading app I use, and I found out it was available, and I just started reading it. This book actually took me a very long time to read. I think I actually did start it in October, and I read it through November. Let me see, when did I start it? Yeah, I started October 14th all the way to November 25th, so it took me more than a month. Why is that? I feel like it's just a pretty long book. As in, maybe it's not a long book, but I feel like a lot of things happen on the book. And although it's interesting, I don't think it's necessarily a book that, like, after reading one chapter, you're very, really inclined to read the next one. Like, sometimes that happens, but also it doesn't. Something that also maybe stops you from reading on is that it takes the perspective of three different people: a dude named Andre, a dude named Roy, and a lady named Celestial. So yeah, even if you like something that's happening in one of their stories, then the next chapter isn't going to be from the perspective of them. So this is about a couple living in America, an African American couple, and one of them is wrongfully incarcerated. That person spends some time in jail. And then when they get out, they've realized that things have changed. I'm really trying to be as vague as possible, just keeping with the trend of like not spoiling in this video. So yeah, it is pretty interesting. I feel like I don't know. It's like I don't know. I haven't really read books about adults. This may be like my first book about adults and adults only. Like Little Fires Everywhere had adults in it, right? But I didn't. There weren't only adults. By the way, I made a review for that. If you want to check it out, go ahead, check it out. But yeah, they're all adults. And I guess that's a little different. There are no kids in sight. So I read this book as well as listening to the audiobook, and the audiobook was actually very good. Just like the way that the person spoke, it was just like I could imagine. I feel like this would be like a 3-hour movie, kind of. When I think of it, for some reason, like a color comes to my head, and that is a color like brown or like tainted gold or something. I don't know. And like I don't normally. This is kind of weird. Like I don't normally have a color associated with books I read, but like that just goes to my head. But yeah, I don't really have that much to say to it. There was a part of it that I really liked though, and that was the part when the person was in jail and they were corresponding with one of the characters that are out of jail, and they wrote letters to each other, and that part was so interesting. Like how the progression of the letters at the beginning, the letters were like longer in length, and then like somebody accuses something of the other person of something. I'm pretty sure, and then like it's just cool seeing how their letters change over time. The letters get shorter, and like even I can't remember what it's called, but like the word that you say before your name at the end of a letter, like love or sincerely or best regards or best wishes or something like that. First it starts with love, and then at a point they just say their name, and it isn't even love. I don't know, just like things like that are pretty cool. So one of my favorite books, like ever is Perks of Being a Wallflower, and that is an epistolary novel, which means that it is written entirely in letters. So I feel like I do like that format, at least in Perks of Being a Wallflower. In this book, it would be interesting to see a book written by two people in letter format though. I'm reading a book right now called I Will Always Write Back, and it is about two people. that write to each other like pen pals from different countries. And I'm not sure, I've only read like the first two chapters, but I'm not sure if there's ever a place in the book when we see some letters, because like it's a real life story, but the people that went through the experience are writing the book as well. So I'm guessing like they're just like looking back to their experience and how their friendship was formed. But yeah, it'd be cool to have a book entirely made out of letters, but like with two people writing the letters. I've never seen that, I don't think. Maybe I can be the first one. So yeah, I did like this book. Any problems with it, would I say? Not that I can think of right now. I don't know. Like, it's, especially near the end, it gets pretty dramatic. I used to do what I remember about it and if I liked it or not, and oh, also if I recommended it, so I should add that too. Um, so I did like it. I did not love it. What I'll remember it for? The names, really. Like Celestial as a name, I really like that name. Oh, also, this is just a little thing. I guess because they're adults, it's fun, but at the beginning, I had to kind of get used to them calling their parents by their first names. Like, actually, I don't know if people do that. Tell me in the comments. Even if you're an adult, do you call your parents by their first names? Because they were just saying, like, Olive, Big Roy, and they were just calling them like that, and I was confused at first. So, yeah. What I recommended, right? I forgot. What I recommended. I would recommend it, I guess, but like also, is it a book that I'll remember forever? Is it a book that I think I'll remember in a few years? Probably not, unfortunately. But yeah. Starting in this new year of 2023, and I want to like make a goal on like Goodreads or Storygraph about the number of books that I want to read and keep track of them. Also, a while back, I lost the notebook that I used to write down all the books I had read. So maybe I'll get a new notebook, as in like just take one from my room because I have a lot of just blank notebooks, and I can start writing down the books and the days that I read them, just in case my phone gets restarted again. But I really hope it doesn't. Okay, hello, what's up? So this is going to be my review for Aristotle and Dante, Dive into the Waters of the World. I did end up somehow finishing it yesterday, at 11:57, I believe. So yeah, it was to the wire, but I still got it done. I meant to get it from my room and then I forgot. But yeah, I'm just gonna talk about it. This book took me a while to read. Let me pull up the specific dates. Okay, so I started on November 13th and I ended November 30th. So it took me 17 days. Like, not that much, but it felt longer. I wanted to finish the whole entire series in a week originally, but I guess, as I had mentioned before, I'm in a play in my school and just that, and schoolwork piling up and tests and all that. I just couldn't commit to reading it, or I just didn't have an interest in reading it that much. But yeah, I remember the first time that I read this. I read the first 100 pages, and I was hoping to just read 100 pages a day and then finish. But that didn't end up happening, and it's fine. But yeah, let me actually talk about the book now. That may be a good idea. So yeah, same thing really with the first one. I don't think the dialogue is that realistic, but I do really like the dialogue. I underlined so many lines in this book. Like, I'd say I definitely underlined at least one thing every 5 pages, and some pages really had multiple underlined things. Um, but I just wanna find a better. Honestly, I just wanna find a good way, a solid way for me to annotate going forward. Cause like chances are I'm not gonna revisit this book just by looking at the annotations. And if I even reread the book, like I'm not even writing that much. I'm just underlining things, and like right now in this moment, I can't think of a single quote from that book that I remember that I can quote right now, which is I guess is a good aspect about underlining, so I don't have to remember. But like, I don't know, you don't care. It was longer than the first one, but it actually didn't seem longer. It continues really like right after the first book, and same short chapters, which I appreciate. And I guess it talks about like the HIV/AIDS epidemic, which is Interesting, I mentioned that in the first book, they didn't really have any, or that many historical things embedded into the text, but like this one did. There's a part of this book where that I was not expecting at all. It just happened so abruptly, and I think it actually, I read the blurb before I started this book, and it said, until an unexpected thing, but like really, honestly, it is very unexpected. I did not see it coming at all. Do I think it was necessary? Not necessarily. I don't think I've ever mentioned this about the series, but I think that this is a pretty funny book series. Just the writing, the characters are funny, I'd say. Specifically, Aristotle's friends, Susie and Jean, I believe their names, and somebody else is also introduced in the second one. And yeah, their dialogue with each other is pretty funny sometimes. I don't think I'm gonna make a video just about the Aristotle and Dante duology anymore. But yeah, would I recommend it? Sure. Which one is my favorite? That's a good question. Definitely the first one. I read it in a shorter amount of time. I don't know, I was just getting into the characters. It was just a nicer, cooler journey, I guess. Getting into the world and all that. But yeah, Benjamin O'Leary Songs, the way that he writes, I can see myself reading lots of books that he writes in the future. So yeah, it literally took, I think it was maybe 10 or 9 years for the sequel. And did it disappoint? I don't think so. Things happen in the book, in the second book, but like, in the ending, I don't like the ending. It was just a little too cookie cutter for me, I guess. Like, I didn't hate it or anything. I didn't love it, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know if I want to say anything else, as in I do know. And I know that I don't want to say anything else. So thank you so much for watching. Okay, but I'm pretty sure that's it. This was kind of different format, but like, I don't think it was worse necessarily. Thank you for your patience, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and share it. Definitely share it, because, yeah. I mean, I'm very grateful. Right now we have 66 subscribers, and there were a few days ago where I was getting like a new subscriber every single day, but also we always want to grow, right? So please consider sharing. Last month's wrap-up did pretty well. Like, wrap-ups I think are pretty popular in general. Okay, great. I will see you when I see you. Should I talk about some books that I'm currently reading? Or maybe, you know what, I'm going to film a video for that, because I want to. So you have to wait for that video. Yeah, okay. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you again for being patient. Okay, bye. Their names are. Because I, personally, don't call my parents by their first names, so, yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.